What is up YouTube? This is Alex aka Foreign. RYZEN is right around the corner. People will be receiving the first CPUs tomorrow on March 2nd, and lines in PC stores will be fairly long. I think it's time we put together a PC based on one 8-core 16-thread processor from AMD that's releasing tomorrow. This build will be based on the Ryzen 7 1700X, as I think that's a good starting point. It won't be meant for extreme overclocking, but you will most probably be able to get the CPU to around 4 GHz or something like that. This PC is meant for 1080p gaming and content creation. The CPU won't be holding you back, and the ability to upgrade your graphics card to something more powerful is right there as well. You will be able to work in all image, video, and music editing softwares, and doing so without any hiccups or slowdowns with fast export times. The CPU is of course the Ryzen 7 1700X, which will run between 3.4 and 3.8 GHz non-overclock. This AMD's new CPU is bound to disrupt the enthusiast and content creator market, which has been under Intel's dominion for quite some time now. We will put this CPU into one of these motherboards here. Since I don't want to overclock this bad boy too hard, we will use a B350 motherboard. I'd recommend either the Asus Prime B350 Plus here, or the Gigabyte GAA B350 Gaming. Both fit our budget as well as the compromise, a slight overclock on the CPU, nothing too extreme, for a cheap price, only $100. Get this overclock, we will be using RYZEN's H5 Ultimate cooler, which would actually be able to keep our temps extremely low either way. Depending on how hot the Ryzen CPUs get under heavy load, I'm guessing this cooler will keep the 1700X at around 70°C after overclocking, hopefully. Before placing your order, make sure the cooler comes with the AM4 bracket. As the description says, it needs a separate one. Here, AM4 support requires additional AM4 kit. Call the reseller and make sure you get this AM4 kit with the CPU and you don't have to pay extra. Now, RAM, as experience shows, is just that, RAM. Get two 8GB sticks that you can find for a good price. Heatsinks or no doesn't really matter in my opinion, especially with lower voltage DDR4 memory. I'd personally go with these G.Skill Ripjaw sticks that run at 2800 MHz. You can and should look for deals on good memory. For the storage, I went with two devices. First of all, of course, the SSD, a 240GB one from SanDisk. Nothing too overkill, just something to improve the OS and primary application load times. For our games and other random stuff, we'll be using the Hitachi HGST 2TB drive. Currently it's on sale here for $59, but its average price is around $100. Great and a reliable drive for the price. Search for deals on good hard drives. Concerning our power needs, the system will be consuming around 350 to 400 watts of power on a very bad day, so a modular 80 plus bronze 620 watt PSU from Seasonic is a great choice here. Even though it's on sale right now, you can try funding something similar for a similar price. Just make sure it's 80 plus bronze certified and at least 500 watts. This one was $90 before and right now it's $60. It's crazy how good the Newegg deals can be. Cases are very subjective. I myself prefer cube cases, but here I decided to go with a nice one from Fantex, the Eclipse P400 series. It has a nice side window, good cable management options, nice possibilities for airflow control, and all the practical and useful stuff a case would need without any extra fluff. And only $70 as well. Now, concerning the graphics card, no need to flip tables here. This PC is not meant for high-end gaming. It's supposed to handle more CPU-intensive tasks at a reasonable price, but being able to reasonably handle modern 1080p gaming as well. That's why I went with an RX 480 for around $200. There are always deals on these cards now, and with the soon-to-be released 1080 Ti, these prices are bound to go even lower in the next few months. Right now, a Sapphire Nitro card can be had for only $188, which is very low. It's not the best RX 480, but it's definitely not the worst either. I'd recommend the MSI Gaming X or the Asus Strix for under $200 with no questions asked, all day, every day. Other cards may be a harder sell depending on the price, but this Nitro card here is actually a great deal. So in the end, our whole PC price came down to around $1,100 to $1,200, depending on the sales you managed to snatch. This PC will handle all games at 1080p and will crunch through any CPU-intensive data you throw at it. The CPU will overclock a little bit, most likely to around 4 GHz, but not more due to the restraints of the motherboard we used. But this overclock will still bring the performance of this CPU close to Intel's flagship 7900K, which until now was more of a luxury item for the rich. Now, for only a few $100 more than the cost of that single CPU, you can have a whole personal computer that'll handle all the CPU intensive tasks just as well and game at 1080p no problem. With the 1080 Ti around the corner, I'm planning on making a video about which one to buy very soon, so stay tuned for that. Also, the channel is very close to reaching 1,000 subscribers. Thank all of you so much for all the support. I'll be planning a little something for all of you guys as soon as we hit that magic number. I thank you for your attention and hope to see you later.